Oh, for some reason, whenever YouTube decides to do an update and decides to force you into something, but doesn't tell you it's going to force you into something. Oh, so unfortunately there were 2 live streams today. You've got the cat live stream and now the dog live stream. So I don't know, pick whichever one you would fancy on your table. Dealer's choice, I suppose. Oh, but yes, we are back live streaming, like I say. Just unfortunately last week the weather was just there. So there was no live stream last week, unfortunately, so we missed out on that one. But we are, as always, continuing to ever continue on and on. But of course, as always, welcome to the Good Morning Walk. Sarah Davis, good morning. So, we are, of course, back on the menu. Q on and on. My word. Yeah, you know what's really weird? We know how that all happened. It's always the case. It's always the case with someone like Donald Trump. He says something, and then you find out, like, the genesis of, like, where all this came from. And it all starts with, he travelled to the Helen Wilkes, good morning. Yes, good morning as well to everyone. Good morning, good morning. Like I say, please do remember to click the like and share button. Like I say, good morning, good morning. So yeah, the weird thing really about all this is he travelled with someone to the debate with someone called Laura Loomer, and my word, Laura Loomer is one of the I don't know, what's the best way to describe Laura Loomer? Idiots? Lunatics? Of the MAGA right? But yeah, this is the idiot who once chained herself to the Twitter HQ, if anyone remembers that little escapade that she did back in the day. So, you know, that was a whole thing. But Trump saying this whole, you know, they're eating all the dogs and cats in Springfield, apparently comes from her, which then, in turn, came from a white nationalist from Springfield, Ohio, who had been trying to, like, organize marches through the town, trying to spread this disinformation. So, yeah, once again, you find out that, oh, look, misinformation, disinformation, coming from, of course, the most, you know, credible of all sources. Oh, yeah. So it is just honestly one of those ridiculous news stories that always ends up coming up on this. So would you like to go down this rabbit hole of the big one by Andrew Tate? Yeah, exactly. Oh. But this is the stupid stuff that happens. This is the stupid stuff that he spreads. And honestly, I think a lot of people have really forgotten what it was like during his presidency, where he was like doing this constantly on this. And it's like, yeah. It really got to a point where you just like, has got this. Even when he brought this up, you could see her face. She was just like, well, he's done my job for him. Yeah. Oh. But the cope afterwards from the like Fox News and all these other right-wing channels. You don't understand. Donald Trump won. Like, he won. Please believe us, he won. And then Fox News had this like panel of people who were watching the debate. And it's just like, who won this debate? Please raise your hands. And they had, what, 20 people? Only 4 people raised their hands. Only 4 people raised their hands, saying that was their victory, that was their win. It's like, and then they even had to sort of try and ask around like these questions. So, did the candidates fulfill your, expectations? Trying to sort of whittle it down as best they could to try and get it to look like that, Harris hadn't done a good job. It was crazy. It was absolutely insane that they decided to do this, but that's what they do every single time. So yeah, it's one of those odd situations where that's come about. Well, oh my word. Yeah, it's what we've been saying, I think, for the longest time. The alt-right on this has been just going completely and absolutely crazy, to a point where none of them will really get back any, I think, credibility, to the point now where even Marjorie Taylor Greene actually went and distanced herself from Laura Loomer, and they've now started having a beef on the far right, to which I say, let them fight. Let them fight each other, because it's just hilarious to watch. Oh, my word. Yeah, and of course he won't debate again, because, he's a bit of a coward. So of course he's going to do a runner. And I think that's what the Harris campaign should really sort of focus on. Just keep on calling him a coward. Just say, yeah, Trump won't vote. Yeah, Trump won't debate. Trump won't debate me again. I'll debate. I'll go on, because Fox News put out an offer to both the candidates. I'll debate Donald Trump. He won't do it. He won't do it at all. But that's that's the point. I don't think there's going to be another debate now. Oh. But that is really sort of the point of all this. Trump has, I think, completely lost it. I think many of the Republican Party after this, I think they're going to jump from the Trump train. I think it's still going to be around for a while, don't get me wrong. But I think after this, the Republicans are going to be done. They're going to be done with Trump, and they're just going to jettison him in some way. They're going to find some way to get rid of him. They should have got rid of him a long time ago. They had plenty of opportunities to. And they didn't. Trying to, but alas, didn't get rid of it. Should Harris adopt the Ed Davey style? Well, honestly, I don't think she needs to. She doesn't need to do that. If anything, it's Trump that probably needs to do something like that to try and raise his profile. You know, it's really not looking good for him. Really not looking good for him. And of course, in about, I think it's 2 weeks' time, we're going to get, oh boy, this is the one I'm looking forward to. We're going to get the JD Vance. We're going to get the JD Vance debate. The Waltz debate. Oh my word. I'll tell you what. Walls is going to have him for breakfast. Walls is absolutely going to destroy Vance. And then that will be probably another interesting debate. Oh. All he has to do is win some swing states. Well, if you look historically, winning swing states when you're the challenger isn't very hard. Well, shall we say it's very hard, shall we say. It doesn't go that well in many cases. And he has to win at least 4 of them. And in some states, they're just giving up because they know he can't win. And as I keep on bringing up, a lot of the Republican parties in some of these crucial swing states bankrupt. How is that going to affect their campaigning? Because bear in mind, we saw how the Conservative Party here in the UK in our last election, being bankrupt, running out of money, that hurt them catastrophically in many of their constituencies that they tried to run. So, many people support more Trump. Many people support Trump more than you think. Really? Well, he's not going to win the next election, though. Oh, he's not going to win the next election. He's going to lose. He's going to throw a hissy fit. He's probably going to pull another coup. You know, I was couped on this. I didn't get it because of this, and this. And I think at that point, that's when the Republicans will go, you know what, enough's enough. Time to cut him loose. Because there's one thing the Republicans say more than anything, and that's a loser. That's exactly what Donald Trump is. Yeah, exactly, Cindy. The Republicans need to ditch Donny. Get some sense back into the party. But even then, that will take a long time. You know, our own Conservative Party here been drinking almost the same Kool-Aid. Not quite as much, to be fair. Not quite as much. But you look at the recent, our recent Conservative leadership contest, where depending on who gets to the final 2, it's either going to be Kimmy Badenoch or Robert Jerrick. I've said this before, if Jerrick gets well, if Badnoch gets to the final two, she's won. The membership really wants her, and then it's just going to be all downhill from there for them. And of course, if Robert Jerrick wins, well, put it this way, there's plenty of skeletons in Jerrick's closet to really end up sinking him for good. Really more than enough skeletons in his closet to absolutely sink him for good. You know, talk about, you know, bad decisions on the Conservative Party. Because there used to be a time when the Conservative Party used to actually, you know, be sensible. And if someone like Jerrick actually put his hat in the ring, they'd be like, oh, no. we're just gonna put you over here in the corner and laugh at you, you know, and remind everyone why you're so bad. And yet, Conservative MPs voting for him because they think he's the best option. Yeah. Really shows you that our Conservative Party has learned absolutely nothing from the past couple of years. Really shows you they've learned absolutely nothing. After seeing Trump's behaviour at the 9/11 ceremony, that alone should demonstrate how little he cares about the American people. Well, we've known that for years. And yet, of course, there's that rump support. Because about 30% of the Republican Party back Trump. Now, here's the thing. That is enough. That is enough to win you support, you know, to get elected, to be the nominee. But 30% of the Republican Party vote is not enough to win a general election. You know? And we're going to see that very much demonstrated. Very much demonstrated. The worst thing the Republicans ever did was get rid of Roe v. Wade. That is going to be a catastrophic decision for them. And it is going to be a catastrophic decision for them for quite some time. Harris should really push that. I mean, really push that. Of just how bad that is. Really push how bad that is. And there's plenty of stories. There's plenty of stories about how bad this is going for women in America. And it would not shock me if Harris and the Democrats already have an ad to go out that is just like, okay, this is how, you know, these states that have banned abortion have gone absolutely crazy and are like massively negatively affecting women across America. You know, this is a healthcare issue, but, you know, Republicans treat this as if it is, oh no, we just care about the sanctity of life. Well, they care about it as much, you know, as been mentioned many a time. You know, once the baby's out, they don't care. Do you see Republicans helping adoption, pumping money into things like that? Do you see them helping, you know, young mums? Do you see them giving, you know, parental leave? No, nothing like that whatsoever. Like I say, the abortion issue, really in America, whenever you look at it, like from a European point of view, we just look at it and just like, well, this is really weird. Like, why is America so obsessed, you know, with doing this? But that's just the creepy way that they are. Robo, yeah, there's a really good political ad showing how creepy it is to be invested in someone else's sex life. Exactly. Exactly. Will they ever admit to that? We'll see in the Waltz Vance debate. Oh my word. That is going to be disastrous for them. All these people from another country have no idea what I'm talking about. Well, tell you what, in November when Trump loses, you know, you're going to enjoy that when he loses again, when he claims that, you know, it was stolen from him by the ghost of Hugo Chavez. Again. Oh. You know, all those lawsuits he launched that didn't find anything. You know, the fake electors scandal. Some ponies here this morning. Oop. They've run out of orange face paint for Halloween. Oh, exactly. 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 Patrick H, good morning to you. Good morning, everyone else. Yep. So yeah, that's been American politics for a while. I'm probably picking up. Honestly, I think the craziness is going to get massively toned up over October. I think, well, maybe even, well, shockingly, not even this. You might see it, October really kick up a notch, and that's when it'll really start getting crazy. But yeah, that comment that Trump made, eating the dogs and cats, gonna have a bit of a, I think, a very haunting effect on him. Very, very haunting effect on him. Alexander, thank you very much. Cheers. Cheers indeed. Yeah, here's to getting rid of Trump. Yeah, finally a new meme instead of the Australian breakdancer. Exactly. Exactly. It's like, you know, we've had 3 days. We've been in the trenches 3 days already. We've already had all the memes we could possibly want of the Simpsons eating dogs and cats. Oh. Of course, we had the winter fuel allowance payment vote this week. And, you know, I've said before, I'm fine, really, with this becoming means tested. And I think there's a conversation to be had about where. About where that line is, where does it cut off? But one of the things that's coming out about this, and a lot of people are pointing this out, there's a lot of people, a lot of pensioners who do apply, who can get pension credit but don't apply for it. So we'll see if that is taken up. Or at least there's an uptick in this, because I should suspect that there is a uptick in having access to the pension credit. But as I said before, I don't mind if it's going to be means tested, because I think a lot of pensioners, well, there's a fair few points of pensioners who really do not need the winter fuel allowance. You know, give it to the people who need it most. And those who are on pension credits are the ones who need it. And to put this in context, this saves about I think it's what? I'm just going to say 1.5, but I know it's 1 point something billion pounds. Meanwhile, of course, remember, the Conservatives put in the PPE contract of unusable PPE that we could not use. That cost about 10 billion. Just remember that for context. When everyone ever complains about, cutting the winter fuel allowance, just remind them how much the PPE contracts were worth and how much money the Conservatives wasted on that. Nicholas, I think you're right, it's 1.5. Yeah, perhaps the King's... Yeah, exactly. I think the King shouldn't have had that. Yeah, you are right on that. I think that was really bad, to be honest. I think, we need to look at maybe, taxing Charlie Boy on some of those incomes, etc., that he's got. But yes, good morning everyone. Welcome to the Good Morning Walk, right in the heart of glorious Yorkshire, the best part of the UK. So, like I say, when it comes to sort of UK politics recently, I'm quite excited by the fact that you've got potentially not quite a HS2 line. This was announced, if you saw my video this week, it was Andy Burnham and of course the Birmingham Central Mayor announced this. That's quite interesting. Of course, as I pointed out in the video, not quite HS2, won't deliver all the benefits, but I agree with Andy Burnham. Better than nothing. Better than nothing. Are we talking workers and Labour or what? We are. Because, the workers' rights bill that Labour are going to put forward, quite good. Oh, hang on. There we go. This is the thing when you've only got one hand. Oh. Grim said, me, Daz and Morehouse, we're going to do a Three Yorkshiremen type sketch. I'd be up for that. I'd be up for that. Squeeze on through. There we go. You're an American, but you support workers' rights as now top priority. But everyone else here seems now blinded by the bullshit to care about other issues. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, I always laugh, and I'm always shocked by, because there's a number of reaction videos of like Americans, you've got to have seen them as well, where they have a look at like what workers in the UK get versus what Americans are, and you'd have thought by now America would have had a massive workers' rights movement, but it doesn't, and it's a constant. Well, it's not really a mystery, you know. It was very much the 80s, Ronald Reagan, building massive mistrust of the unions. And, you know, that's where they are at the moment in America. And you've really got to rebuild that. You've really got to sort of rebuild that. And bear in mind, we're in the UK, you know, we do have quite a very strong, you know, workers' rights culture. So one of the things that Labour are going to bring in the not too distant future is banning 0-hour contracts. And that's something that, well, the Conservatives talked about for a long time, but never did. A very long time, and never did. So I'm glad to see that's on the chopping block. But the other thing that the bill that was passed, or at least started this week, renters' rights bill. I think that is very, very good. That one will. I think that's very, very good. What Labour are proposing. A good start. Of course, getting rid of Section 21 eviction notices, where a landlord can just jettison you for absolutely no reason. You know, needed to have been dealt with, I think, a long time ago. So I'm really glad to see that is going. Yeah, exactly. No job holiday, no guarantee here. Insurance, again, there's no guarantee. Labour just need to massively improve their public communications. Yeah, again, yeah, it doesn't surprise me, because I think, you know, me, Phil, Graham, everyone else in the Politics Social, we've talked about this no end about how we feel, you know, Labour communications could be very, very much so better, but they don't do it, and it's so weird that they don't do it. Could be so much better than it is. And it's difficult to know why, because I've never really spoken to anyone in sort of like the Labour marketing department. I think that would be a fascinating conversation to have with someone, to really sort of dig down and find out why the comms are so bad at some points. Yeah, that's another good point. Yeah, Patrick, that's a good point. Fire any hire is another something that needs desperately addressing and stopping. Of course, that was an EU protection, but it's still technically on the books, but the courts have stopped it. Yeah, that is an interesting side point, where it has come round to this thing of why don't pensioners, you know, if they're entitled to this benefit, why don't they actually, you know, apply for it? So if you do know someone who is in a bad situation, make sure they apply for this pension credit. Make sure they know they can, you know, that they're entitled to it, that they can, you know, actually apply for it. Because that will be a benefit to them, especially. Ben Ridings. I mean, I've got absolutely 0 subscribers on my channel, but probably twice as many on the Labour channel. They really need to take advantage of social media. Exactly. It's really shocking that they don't take advantage of social media as they do. Really shocking that they don't. Really shocking that they don't. Levi, I work manual labour, and I had to get surgery. I had been sitting at home without any income. Government says I just have to get a non-physical job, but I still have to, but I don't have the skills. Yeah, that's another thing that needs addressing as well. You know, what, you know, skills, and you know, how can you, anyone who sort of, you know, falls between the cracks, so to say, you know, get you know, picked up. How to make sure we catch as many people as we can. How do we, you know, lift people up, make sure there's, you know, skills development programs for, like, you know, job seekers and etc. Something we should massively be looking at, absolutely massively be looking at a whole lot of angles, but again, one thing at a time, as they say. Gillian, good morning. On the left. Yeah, that's true. That's very true, Craig. You know, you look at how hard the Tories have tried to make access to benefits, while saying, "Oh yeah, you know, people deserve to," but you know, they've made it incredibly hard. But it's insane where people don't realise that they have access or they can apply for this stuff. And a lot of it comes down to the job centre. You know, a lot of it comes down to the job centre. Because if you've ever, like, I haven't been in the job centre for a while. But, well, after I left university, and I'll tell you what, my word, if not, I can think one of the most worst, depressing places I've ever been to. You know, you can see people as they're coming out, almost as if they had their soul sucked out of them. You know, job centres in the UK are really bad, really bad. It is definitely a very significant problem that needs sorting. But it's where, you know, where do you have your priorities at the moment? I think Labour's priorities is right. We need to sort out this mess we've inherited. Yeah, bureaucracy. Yep. But hey, sometimes you're going to have bureaucracy. You know, it's what double-edged sword of bureaucracy. Yeah, is at the same time both needed and can sometimes be a very unnecessary evil, which is, you know, bureaucracy for you. Ben Ridings, he left college many years ago now, straight to the employment for 3 years, so I know the pain. Yeah, anyone who's, yeah, you still remember how bad it was, you know, walking in there, and then how it felt to, like, walk out. You're like, what happened to me? You know, what happened? Tax to win fuel payments 100% above the threshold. A live stream in England with no rain. I know. I know. It's actually going to be quite a nice day today. It's actually going to be a very nice day. But yes, good morning, everyone joining us today. Oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, I could have got away without wearing my wellies today. What part of the UK? Yorkshire, the best part. The best part of the UK. Oh. So one of the things that, I really want to see when we get the budget is what happens to transport infrastructure, because I think that'll be something we definitely want to talk about and something I want to focus on more as well. Public transport is so important, and you've seen Labour's regional metro mayors really dive into retaking bus routes. In fact, it's the only regional mayor not to do that, of course, is Ben Houchen, of course, Mr. Big Conservative. Oh, we might have to go over his James Cleverly interview at one point, because my word, what a softball interview. What a softball interview. Harris's campaign is now actively focused on Swifties. I must say that was a very good move from, Taylor Swift. And to be honest, I think she had to do that considering that there's been, AI deepfakes. Can't blame her for coming out and saying, hey, look, I need to, address this because this is a AI deepfake about me. And then you had Elon Musk weirdly sexually harassing her. And why that didn't tank the Tesla stock, I do not know. But that's just the Tesla stock for you, I suppose. So, as always, thank you very much for joining me today on this fantastic Good Morning Walk, as always. Do remember to click the like, share and subscribe. Down below there are links to help support the channel, etc. Patreon page, Buy Me Coffee link, the Pony Club, all that good stuff down below. Thank you very much to everyone who's been joining us today. Don't forget to click the like and share button on your way out. Don't forget to leave a comment as well, always helps. And of course, have an absolutely fantastic weekend, everyone. So always remember, if you can't be safe, be sensible. And of course, well, if you can't be sensible, be safe. So, have an absolutely cracking weekend, everyone. I will see you next weekend for another Good Morning Walk.